Dawson, the neighbor girl dumped you. No one died. Just get over it.
48 hours ago. I don't think I've exceeded the statute of limitations on angst.
It's not a matter of time, Dawson. It's a matter of degree. I mean, you haven't eaten, and you stare at Jen's house like it's going to disappear, and I've seen you at school. You spy. It's twisted. I mean, I'm almost afraid to ask what movie you brought back tonight.
Sid and Nancy.
See? So your problem is that you're getting off on this.
Well, sorry, Joey. It's tough to come up with creative moping strategies once I realize that everything I'm about is exactly what turned her off. It's not like I can learn to dance or get a new haircut or something.
Dawson, she dumped you, not your belief system.
She rejected romance, honesty, and respect. Every time I see Billy outside of her house, I'm reminded of that.
Yeah, well, everything reminds you of her.
Oh?
Dawson, you've known the girl for 3 months. How can everything possibly remind you of her?
Doug, I don't know, Joey. I can't explain it. It just does.
Fine. Let's just watch the movie. This conversation is becoming far too disturbing.
That if we are to stay alive, then see the love in every eye. Yes, I finally found the reason I won't need an excuse. I've got the time on my hands. You are the ones who I'll use. Yes, I finally found the reason I won't need an excuse. I've got the time on my hands. Are the ones who I'll use, ones who I'll use. You always talk about me, you won't let it be. Won't you touch me, never bothered you before.
Hey, Grams, have you seen my green shirt? I think it needs ironing.
Oh, yes, dear. I thought I saw it in your closet. Oh. You left it on the dresser. Jennifer, would you come up here now, please, and bring the telephone? And you would be?
Quite comfortable, thanks.
I want a name.
Billy.
Billy? Oh, yes, I've heard about you before.
Okay, I got the phone. What the hell are you doing here?
Word's out you dropped Dawson, so I just thought you might be looking for a suitable replacement.
Well, if he's not out of my house in 2 minutes, I'm calling the National Guard. And then I would like a serious word with you.
Great to meet you.
I thought you were leaving.
You know, my car was packed and I really was, Jenny. But then word trickled down and I thought it might be in my best interest to stick around a little longer.
Well, then why don't I clarify things for you? Just because Dawson and I are on hiatus doesn't mean that there's some vacancy I'm looking to fill.
Let's just say there happened to be this guy. Some guy you had a intense connection with. Well, then I might think you'd be open to the possibility, right?
I'd have to say no. But I'd also like to add, not a chance and never again.
It used to be fun, you know that?
No. I used to be weak and vulnerable.
Yeah, well, next time you alter your personality, let me know in advance. It'll save me in gas money.
You know, I'm beginning to doubt your sincerity when you tell me you're leaving.
Hey, just the man I was looking for.
What can I provide you with this time, Billy? Place to stay, or just another chance to completely screw up my life?
No, despite outward appearances, you and I actually have a lot in common.
Right. Both got our hearts broken by the same girl, but you know what? Jen didn't flee the state to get away from me.
Give her time. And man, if I lived 50 yards away from her, I swear to you, I'd go insane. I'd stare up at her window, wondering what she's doing. She's talking on the phone. Who is she talking to? And if she's listening to music, who do those songs remind her of? Does she still think about me?
So does she think about me half as much as I think about her?
See what I mean? Common ground. But the good news is, there's a simple cure for all of this.
Yeah? What's that?
And don't get me wrong, Jen is a great girl, but last time I checked, she wasn't the only one. What, are you unconvinced? Look, take a little ride with me. Let me illustrate my point.
Take a ride where?
Providence. There's this club there. It's a bit of a dive, but absolutely remarkable in one respect. It lies exactly equidistant between a pair of women's colleges. Co-eds wall to wall, Dawson.
Can I get in? I'm not exactly legal.
I know the bouncer.
Of course, there's school.
And what's waiting for you there? Another day wondering about Jenny? Where she is, when you'll see her next, what football player is she having lunch with?
You made your point. And you know what? You're right. This is exactly what I need to get away from her, to get away from here. You know what? I'm just gonna freak when I'm not there. It'd be good to let her wonder about me for a while.
There you go.
Hey, Warren, Gary, I'm on my way to school. You need a lift?
No thanks. I'm waiting for Ted Bundy.
Well, Ted's a lucky man.
Ted Bundy is dead. He was a serial
Killer. Yeah, I know. Executed in Florida. Claimed porn made him do it. So come on, what do you say? I need the merit badge.
And which badge is that?
Community service. I'm gonna say you were 80 and blind.
Well, I'm sure you'll be an Eagle Scout before the end of the day.
Exactly. So what do you say? Come on. Help me out here.
Lined up and training for a view. Lined up like animals 2 by 2. Declare him perfect and justified. But he says you should never have more than you can hide.
So is the air cold? You just happy to see me?
You had to do it. You had to live up to the expectations. Does it bother you to know that you single-handedly perpetuate a stereotype?
Which answer means we get friendly down in the sand together?
You know, if having sex with you would end famine, disease, and war, and if kissing you would bring on a new age of enlightenment, I
You know
still
something?
wouldn't
You talk a lot. That's better. So what? What is that all you and your boyfriend Dawson, and I use the term loosely, do? Talk?
You don't need to use the term at all, Warren. Dawson is not my boyfriend.
That was the boy part I was referring to. What, have you ever seen a guy throw a baseball?
Believe it or not, there's no correlation between a slider and a sperm count.
Well, how would you know? I mean, you're obviously a virgin.
How do you know that Dawson and I haven't been going at it for years? I mean, we could be annotating the Kama Sutra for all you know. You know, I may be a virgin, but believe me, it's by choice.
She could have waited in the car.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone we're together. Hey.
What's he up to?
We're cutting out of here. We're going up to a club in Providence, Billy knows.
Finally, Dawson's evil twin. This has been a much anticipated pleasure.
What are you doing?
You're cutting class to go to a nightclub. You're asking what I'm doing. I'm coming with you, man. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Billy?
Hey. Great. So we're ready to go.
Yeah, just gotta turn in my math homework or we're out of here.
Yeah, walk on the wild side.
Listen, I heard something this morning that I thought that you should... At the risk of sounding redundant, what the hell are you doing here?
Boys just had to wrap up a few things before we left, so... Good morning.
What are you talking about?
I'm taking Pacey and your boy on a little road trip. Funny, but, in the midst of all the confusion, Dawson and I actually stumbled upon some common ground.
I don't think I like the sound of this, Billy. The last thing that Dawson needs is to be pulled down by you.
I swear to you, Dawson was simply complaining how a guy can't seem to get me around here, so... I told him about this little place I know.
What kind of place?
Let's just say the women take cash and are remarkably friendly.
You're taking him to a whorehouse?
There's His Holiness now. Well, girls, gotta run. I see St. Dawson's chomping at the bit, so... What?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Excuse me. Where are you gonna go?
No, just kidding around.
Oh, hello, stud.
God, I know I've never really had a whole lot of faith in guys, but I don't know, I just thought Dawson was different.
Yeah, he's different. Unfortunately, he's just not as different as we thought.
Yeah. Listen, Joey, you know that football player, Warren?
What?
You didn't sleep with him, did you?
Yeah, I had sex with Warren Gary, right after I gave the sponge bath to the Navy pilots. Why would you even ask me that?
He's telling everyone you did.
I'm gonna go downstairs, get a drink.
All right, we'll be right here. All right, one more time. Dawson, you're not the type of guy who does something bad just because it feels good. Well, there's an oxymoron to live by. What, you want examples of this? All right, what was the very first thing you did after announcing this little road trip of ours? Remember? You know exactly what it was, don't you? You turned in your math homework, man. Hey, those are not exactly the actions of a rebel. But there's nothing wrong with that. You just care about what people think about you. You're that nice Leary boy, man. You like being the nice Leary boy. Oh, and you're any different? Hey, please, just, talk to the school board and take a glance at my permanent record. There's no comparison between you and I, Dawson. Everybody knows you're a regular Richie Cunningham.
Billy, he's the Fonz.
Congratulations, that makes you Potsy.
We need to talk.
She needs to talk.
It wasn't very memorable, Warren.
What?
Sex. In fact, I can't seem to remember it at all. Why don't you refresh my memory?
It was actually pretty good. Although you did eventually complain of fatigue.
What is going on in that twisted head of yours?
Look, this can be a win-win.
Explain.
Our reps. Okay, I've got one to live up to. You have one to live down.
What, and people thinking we're doing the deed is going to help my precious reputation?
Well, you know how in baseball there are major and minor leagues?
Yeah.
Well, think of this as your call-up to the show. No more shagging fly balls with washouts and wannabes.
You are such a bastard. And if you're the major leagues, Warren, I hope I never get out of A-ball.
Hey, look, I never said I'd be your boyfriend.
I never believed it,
Sure. That's why you asked.
I only asked because I was concerned, Joey. But I would have bet anything against it. Besides,
Besides what?
I don't know. I guess I just always pictured you with someone different, someone You know, just a different type.
Walking upright?
Yeah. Opposable thumbs, the whole bit. And maybe someone even just a tad more sensitive than Warren Gary.
Yeah, well, in my experience, even the sensitive ones can let you down with the best of them.
You know, Joy, maybe Dawson is.
Look, I didn't say a thing about Dawson. And as far as Warren and his pathetic fantasies go, you know, what harm can the guy do? I mean, being called a football groupie could describe half the girls in this school, so it's not that big a deal.
Joy, I may be overstepping my boundaries here, but, I think I know a way to get Warren back.
What, do you know how to make a voodoo doll or something?
No, I'm serious. You know, guys like Warren have been getting away with this kind of stuff for way too long. So, what do you say, Joey? Interested in a little payback?
All right, I'm listening.
Let me put it this way. You know how when cartoon characters are trying to make a decision and the good angel pops up on one shoulder and you get the little devil on the other?
Yeah?
Well, I don't have a good angel, Dawson. I have you.
I'm not interested in the gig. Doesn't work for me anymore.
I swear to God, you two sound like my parents. Hang tight, I'm gonna go see what the Deliverance twins are up to.
You know, need I remind you again of the ill-fated toilet papering of Coach Rowland's house?
Here you go again, equating fun with youthful indiscretion.
Youthful indiscretion? What am I, running for the Senate? Okay, granted, Dawson, for high-minded conversation, you're the man. Generally speaking, you're better at verbiage than actual verbs.
Verbs?
Yeah, action words, revel, carouse, party.
Okay, what year was it exactly when party became a verb?
The year that you and I came into high school, Dawson. Okay, you're just gonna have to trust me on this one. Sometimes friendship means taking part in stupid stuff. No judgments, no questions asked, and no deconstruction of the event.
You don't think I'm capable of that?
Let's just say I've seen no evidence to the contrary.
Don't like those guys down there.
What's up?
They're harassing everyone from the Seagulls to the senior citizens. It was not really my idea of fun.
Well, what do you say we give them a little instant karma, huh? Maybe banana in the tailpipe?
See, I was just thinking we could slash their tires or something.
Well, that's imaginative.
Well, you got a better idea?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see this one.
A good angel this, Pacey. Have you guys ever see American Graffiti?
Well, well, well. If it isn't Mrs. Warren Gary.
So you know.
Well, it is news, and this is high school.
He swore he wouldn't tell Abby. He told me he loved me.
$100,000 pyramid. Things guys say in the back seat.
Yeah, well, you can add we don't need protection to that list.
What?
I am so stupid.
Wait, what are you saying?
And we started off, you know, just calling all the time, and he'd be so sweet. And one time he won me this stuffed frog at Coney Island and brought it back for me. The first time we made love, he cried.
Warren Gary?
That was before the peace strip turned blue.
Blue? Oh my God. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
You're pregnant.
I know.
Does Warren know?
And he told all his friends that it's my problem and mine only.
Oh, that little puke. That sorry puke.
down, basically down. Oh,
Well, I'm
Hi, D-Man. You got your companion picked out for the evening yet?
What? Already? No, dude, I'm shooting pool.
You gotta stay on top of these things. I'll bet Pacey ain't letting pool get in the way of business.
Take your pick. Got the blonde at the bar, tank top and tan up at the jukebox, and the leather pants at the foosball table.
Rack 'em. Now that was a beautiful thing.
All right, everyone, can I have your attention, please? I just want to thank you all for helping me prepare for tonight's college fair, and I'll see you all back here in a couple of hours. Joey, can I have a word with you, please?
Sure.
Joey, in a school this size, it's difficult to keep any secrets.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And girls your age often make mistakes.
Yeah, well, boys have been known to make a few mistakes themselves.
True, but the price they pay seems to be so much less. You're going to be going through some tough times ahead, and I want to make sure you're prepared.
Excuse me?
The family living course here offers some valuable preparation.
Wait, isn't that the class where they make you carry around a sack of flour and pretend it's a baby?
That's only part of it. I know the task you face seems manageable now, but child rearing is filled with trials and tribulations.
You know what? Let me get back to you on that one.
I'm just down, 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 down. I'm just down, 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 down. I'm wide awake. I've lost my place. Struggle to maintain. I'll step aside to comply the attention that you need. You don't wiggle around. You just sit down. Think it goes to my place. No worries now. You forget now. How? Why you hate? Think it's gonna take more.
You notice how Pacey had his eye on 3 girls? The man knows it's all about numbers.
Numbers?
Odds. Don't waste time. You'll know within 15 seconds whether a woman wants to see you naked. If the answer's no, you bail. Who cares? You know, there's plenty more where they came from. But that's why you ask 10. Whatever you gotta do to seal the deal and pull the trigger. Hello?
Wish me luck, boys, because here I go.
I think you look great, don't you? I mean, that's the way I feel anyway.
So's it gonna be, buddy. Time's a wasting. We don't got all night.
Hi, what's up?
Found her.
Saw them live in New York. They were jamming.
Hi. My name is Dawson.
Oh, you're Dawson. Wow, yeah, all right. Good to know.
Hey there. I'm the drummer for Pearl Jam, you?
You're dumber than who?
I just want to let you know that I completely understand the absurdity of this moment. I actually thought of sending over a drink or saying something clever, you know, what's your sign? You know, I figured directness would be the best approach, i.e. my name is Dawson. Not that my name in and of itself should impress you, but kind of in the hopes that you might, in response, tell me your name.
Did it occur to you that maybe I'm just not interested?
No, actually. But blind optimism is one of my faults.
One of your faults. Do you have many?
Let's see. There's, my reckless disregard for danger, my tiresome romanticism, and then, of course, there's a way that I keep on talking long after the person I'm trying to impress has lost all interest.
My name is Nina. And if you ask me where Pinta and Santa Maria are, I'll be so out of here.
When Someone special?
I did. She didn't. Damn, check out Dawson. That girl's fine.
There's lots of women in this place. Why me? Did you notice my inner light, or was it something a little more base?
Actually, it's your shirt.
Really, this thing? And not even any cleavage. So what are you, Dawson? Some sort of film buff?
Come on in. Hey, how's my favorite mother to be?
Actually, not so good. Look, I just came over here to tell you that I think we should call the whole thing off.
Why?
Because it's too much. I mean, I don't like to be in the middle of everything. Mrs. Tingle wants me to sign up for that Mommy and Me class. Yeah. And Sherman Williams, that Adventist kid, he offered to marry me today. It's nothing compared to what they're doing to Warren.
Oh, wait a minute. You and I both know that that guy deserves everything that's coming to him.
Maybe I don't know what.
Joey, that guy treated you with no respect, all right? That hurts, I know.
Oh. So that's what this is about.
What do you mean?
You don't care about me. You're just looking for some convenient revenge scenario to dump all your residual male anger. Is that what Dawson was for you? Just some patsy to take the fall for all the guys who've done you wrong?
You know what? Don't, Joey, all right? Don't turn this into a Dawson thing.
You know, the real question is, why did I even listen to you in the first place? I mean, Dawson was probably the first decent guy you've ever even gone out with, and look what you did. You drove him right into the arms of a prostitute.
Joey, you took that one way too far. You want to know the truth? Because the truth is, ever since Dawson and I broke up, you have been scared to death.
Oh, please.
You've been scared because now there's no more excuses. There's no one else to blame. And now, when Dawson treats you like good old understanding Joey, just one of the guys, Joey, I'm not gonna be around for you to hate. And that is how he'll treat you, Joey.
Scorsese, Kubrick, those are directors. I can't believe you're a Spielberg fan. The guy makes slick fairy tales.
Movies by nature are escapists. If you want reality, look out the window.
Ah, come on, he's a schlockmeister.
These movies have done $1 billion at box office.
I can't believe you're equating mainstream popularity with artistic merit. By that logic, we should be studying Ace Ventura in film school.
Oh, you're in film school?
Hey, Dawson, they got that chocolate milk you ordered up at the bar there. And what is your name, beautiful?
Nina.
You can call me Columbus.
You know what, Dawson? This place is getting really crowded. What do you say we get out of here?
Yeah. Nice. Hey. So, thank you back there. Billy, I mean, he can be sort of a jerk sometimes. Thinks he's, you know, it's colder out here than it was before. I think a little bit chilly. He's from New York, Billy is. So he's the one who brought me here. Film school. Huh?
Dawson, are we doing something you don't want to do?
No?
Because you've launched into a pretty convincing Rain Man impression. Look, all we're doing is walking my car.
And after that?
Well, after that, I'm driving home. Notice the first person singular. I'm not in the habit of being a sexual facilitator for men with something to prove.
It's not like that.
Come on, I saw your friends over your shoulder. They did everything but hold up scorecards.
Maybe it is something like that. I just got dumped.
The evening snaps me to focus.
I let them convince me that the best way to get over her
Was to nail a stranger.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not exactly healthy, you know.
I'm sorry, but it did quit being about that. For nearly an hour in there talking to you, I forgot all about it, all about her. And for the first time in 3 days, I actually don't feel so bad.
So, would it impress your friends if you didn't know? Are you here till morning?
I think they erect a statue.
Tell you what, come over. You fall asleep watching TV. I mean, you're a Spielberg fan. It's not like I'd be in any danger, right? Well, hurry up, come on, before I start listening to that little voice in my head telling me I should card you.
The girl that I told you about, I still sort of want her back. And I don't know, maybe I'm just being really crazy here, but I just don't think it'd be right.
Can't decide if I'm offended or if you've just restored my faith in the male sex. Call me if she doesn't come to her senses.
Welcome to Cape Side's annual college fair this evening. Please be sure to check out our international booth. That's booth 3.
Imagining what she'll look like with a bowling ball in her uterus? Don't bother.
What do you mean? I thought that she was...
Not a chance. The girl's comic relief. Speaking of which, Warren Gary was called into the nurse's office this afternoon for a lecture on contraception.
Well, good. I could use
You
it.
don't get it. Warren is the last person that needs that lecture. What you heard was a lie made up by a pathetic sophomore trying to land a popular boyfriend. Besides, Warren couldn't fertilize a garden.
What do you mean?
I had a chat with my friend Elise today. She used to date Warren. She dated him for 6 months. She used to bake him spirit cookies before every game. She bought a $400 dress for a dance he failed to show up for.
Okay, and your point is?
According to Elise, Warren had one other significant failure as a boyfriend. Let's just say he had a soft spot for the ladies in a very unfortunate location.
Hey, man.
What are you doing back here? You couldn't pull the trigger.
Guess not, really.
Man, you practically had her begging for it. Listen, a little piece of advice for future reference. Getting lucky. It comes down to a simple Beatlestones question.
What?
Do you want to hold her hand or do you want to spend the night together? And some women may say they're looking for a Beatle, but trust me, they're looking for something a little more tangible.
All right, thanks. I'll keep that in mind, Billy. Hey, you know what, guys? Maybe we should just get out of here, yeah?
It's funny, watching you with this girl. Sort of makes sense why you blew it with Jen.
I don't get you. You came into town to break Jen and me up. Mission accomplished. Are you pouting now because things didn't go according to plan?
What?
Well, you think I don't know why you wanted me to get lucky tonight? So you could go whisper in Jen's ear, convince her that all men are dogs, and then assume that she'd seek your comfort.
For all that wisdom, you sure bit hard.
Hard enough to know that it's not my style, man. It's yours. And frankly, your style's pathetic. If you really had Jen's best interest at heart, you would stay away from her.
Do you know those are the exact same words her dad used when he told me he'd send her away? Do you think it's funny you sound like her dad? Because I do.
It's better than sounding like her loser ex-boyfriend.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, Dawson. And since you two cool guys probably wouldn't want a loser like me hanging around, I'll tell you what. Have a fun trip home, boys.
You think you could have maybe waited till we were back in Cape Side to throw out that last dinger, Dawson?
Hey, lover boy. Spare a minute?
You know, it's been a really long day.
Oh, my heart bleeds.
Look, I know you're not too thrilled with me, but here's an idea. One way to get rid of a lie is to make it the truth. So maybe you and me.
No, I'm afraid that I'd be getting worked up for something that I hear is quite the anticlimax, so.
What?
Your reviews are in, Warren. And frankly, you've been banned.
So what is this? Some kind of sophomore threat?
No. Just a reminder that if one person says something, it's a rumor. But two people, it's gospel. But you're probably not planning on dating anyone ever again, so.
All right, what do you want?
Complete and utter denial.
Fine. Just so you know, the reason I picked you up this morning was because I thought it would be nice. You know, just Saturday night, I have plans, but they're breakable. What do you say? In public, official, groping optional date.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. Just pick me up after my lobotomy.
So, you wanted to get out of Cape Side to get Jen off your mind? Did it work?
No. Maybe for a while.
All right, am I gonna have to wait all night, or are you gonna tell me what happened outside the club with that woman?
Nothing happened. I just walked her to her car. That's it. Nothing happened at all.
All right. Absolutely. So you're just wearing that lipstick as a fashion statement, right?
There's a load on your mind if we poured ourselves like this bottle of wine.
Hey.
Let it flow. We'll figure it out.
Look, I'm having an ice cream and ice social. You want to join me?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
The Warren Gary information proved useful. Thanks.
Rumor has it that his public retraction is already making the rounds.
Well, it is news, and this is high school.
Cookie dough. So what do you think, Joey? Is there any way we can keep Dawson from coming between us?
Yeah, sure. He's only in love with one of us, so.
You're right. Must be, a lot easier than just being the object of his infatuation, huh? Although, I doubt that after today, either of us will be vying for his affections.
I know what you mean. I mean, just picturing Dawson so male, it's just, I don't know, it's made me nauseous all day. You think he's already... So, did you get everything you went there for?
That was a non-stop sex machine, Joey. You know me. How's your day?
I'm off Cape Side, starting fullback and got knocked up, you know.
That's nice.
So is it all good, clean fun, Dawson?
Not exactly.
Tell me about it.
I will. Well, Joey, there's so much that I want to tell you. But I am so tired right now. I haven't slept in 24 hours.
You know what? I can wait. It's okay.
Okay. Hey. For a while tonight, nothing reminded me of Jen. It was like looking at the world without blinders on.
I can wait.